Good evening, this is your Psychic LJ. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, 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 John. Apologies for running a bit late, 8 minutes late. Hi, Lance. How you doing? Apologies to anybody I haven't got back to. I've just been outrun with emails. I've been doing emails since the astrology. Been really busy. Good evening to everybody. How are you all doing? This is Nightcaller Underground with your host, Psychic LJ. We're going to delve deep tonight. We're going to go down the bunny hole. We're going to see what's going on. Yay. Hope you're all keeping well. Good morning in Queensland. Good evening in Florida. Or is it late afternoon? Good evening in Switzerland. Shropshire in UK. USA, Jersey, Washington State. Good evening, everybody. Now, you can't hear a hissing noise, can you? Because I've had to do everything with my computer and change everything. It's rebooting itself. It's making a funny noise. Can you hear any hissing? Does it sound okay? Give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you all are around the world. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I haven't got much makeup on today, like. I've been rushing around all day, doing things and busy. You know what it is? I didn't even check. I don't believe they did. Newcastle United. Did Man U win? Did the Man U win? It was a big match this afternoon in the UK. Hello in Hawaii. StreamYards have been a bit electronic, yeah, a bit wonky, haven't they? So long as you can hear us okay, I've got my cards. Now it's raw. I don't even know what I'm going to do tonight. I just thought we'll go with the flow. We'll go with the flow. No, I haven't. I haven't spoken to him yet about the horse. But I will. I'll find out. I'll find his number amongst all the other numbers. Did you like the zodiac signs? Yeah, sometimes just going with the flow is better, isn't it, Lance? I don't know if Debbie's on yet. She was on before. So how yous all been up to today? What yous been up to? You're coming through great on not Twitch and YouTube. Am I not coming through great? You been cleaning? Evening, Gail. Sorry, both. Well, you can't hear us on both, or you can hear us on both. She's not on yet. She was on before. She nipped on before. Excuse me. She did send us a message. I haven't had time to get back to everybody. Yeah, it's nearly spring, isn't it? We're supposed to get a snowstorm or something, the beast from the east or something this week. I don't know if it's true or not, like. Loud and clear on Twitch. Oh my goodness, I've just realised. What I'll do is, because what I always do is I turn this down and then I can see the comments on here on YouTube. Live. Oh, is it not coming through on YouTube? That's strange. Is there no video on YouTube, guys? It's not coming through, is it? Why is that? Oh. Check it. I'll just reboot this. Weird energies at the minute, isn't it, guys? Weird energies. Reboot YouTube. There's something funny going on. They probably took us off. It's fine on YouTube. I can't see myself on YouTube. I think I'm getting affected by the planets. Energy attacks. There'll be something. That'll be something. It's live now. I think there's a time delay, isn't there? It's been very censored. It's been very slowed down. I've been arguing with them on YT about views, because like, say at the end of a live stream, which I've been doing recently, and I've been connecting it, say like I've got 2k views, and then it'll stop at that, not in front of the public, behind the scenes, and they just won't answer. They've said that they can do that. They can freeze it if they want to freeze it, and I haven't got it back. So I think I'm on froze at the minute. I don't know why. I don't know why they don't like us. But they said that they can do it to anybody. I've got it in proof and writing. So I'm in the middle of having a little thingy with them in email, so I couldn't be asked to get back into email with them today. I've been too busy. Yeah. So let them get on with it. It's bots, guys. It's definitely bots. Oh yes, I'm there now. Let's see this. I'll turn that down. Just so I can see us on chat. I can see us now. So I'll just put that there like that. So I like to acknowledge everybody. Oh, thank you, Violet. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on over on YT at the minute. I really don't. But they froze the analytics, and they said because they said that there's a lot of bots chasing us. So here's a bots, guys. It's them what's bots, not yous what are bots. It's them what's bots. So we'll just see. We'll see how things go. I'm not getting stressed out about it. I'm just gonna go with the flow. Go with the flow. Got to stay grounded, haven't you? Of course, I'm Libra rising, you know, and I mean, I wobble very easy. I wobble. I don't know if there's any Libras in the audience tonight, but I'm a Libra rising. Oh, thank you, Patriot Woman. But I just thought it would be nice, because there's a lot of people on YouTube who don't know how to access Twitch. Adam's doing really fine. Thank you, Lance. And I just thought, you know, it would be nice to involve people who don't know the technology and that. So I connected it. Was it last week or the week before I connected it? So anybody who doesn't know my story, my youngest son, I've got two sons, Luke and Adam. And Adam's had a massive drugs problem all the way through the lockdown. He was very, very poorly. He nearly died. I had to put him into rehab. It's a long story. You'll not mind us telling you, because he's very open. And he's been on, he does shows, he does little Facebook shows, guys. He's funny. With his tarot cards, he's very, very psychic. But he had to go into hospital. He was in hospital 3 times. I had to fight through the system not to get him drugged up, you know, because I didn't want him going from street drugs onto prescription drugs. I needed him getting the right help. Ended up with a good psychologist in the end, from Norway. He looks like Ashtok Command, but he's been taken off the team now. He doesn't need them anymore. He's still not 100%, and I've had to do a lot of spiritual cleansing on him. So he was chucked in the deep end with his own silliness, as a lot of youngsters are. It was all through personal reasons with a girl, and then he ended up taking cocaine and then getting in with the wrong crowd. And of course, all his friends were doing it. It's rife over here. I don't know what it's like in America, in Australia, but it's rife over here. And then, to cut a long story short, his friend went and took his own life, and that tipped him over the edge. So he had to learn the hard way, yeah. But he's come through it. A very psychic, strong young man. within the help I got, I found out that he was autistic spectrum. So you could imagine that when someone's a vulnerable adult, God bless him, you get these drug dealers which take advantage. So it's a big, bad, evil world out there. He's a very intelligent young man. He was about to go into the Air Force before all this happened. Obviously, he can't get in now. And then he got into writing his rap music. He's very talented, but he's also very psychic. So I don't know what he's doing at the minute, but we're just getting him back into a routine at the minute. So I built this group, guys, and I'm going to write... I was going to write to Harry, but I don't know if obviously Harry's left the country now, because as you know, the royal family do funding, well, the two princes do, William and Harry, for mental health, and you can write to them and then you can get funding off them, because the government's gotten out money. I don't know what they're doing, they're ploughing the money into something else, what they shouldn't be doing. So I thought, you can't get government grants, so I was going to write to William and Kate. I don't think Harry's doing it anymore. Apologies if you're getting ads. If you subscribe, you won't get the ads. And I've got this group I've started up, and it's called Anchor Line. But I want to take it not just in the UK. I want to take it global, because the NHS is under a lot of pressure with what happened with COVID and everything in the pandemic. And the whole world, and there's a massive mental health problem, and it's global. I talk to people daily, around the world. There's families, middle class families, all sorts of different types of people, and they are all suffering this, and they're worried about this. And I've called it Anchor Line. I've connected it to Northumbria Police in the mental health service. So I had this idea that they would have their own ambulances. Get this one, guys, right? Like a little white ambulance with a blue cross on or something, Anchor Line. So then if anybody had a breakdown, they wouldn't be ringing going into A&E, which is not the done thing. You don't want to be sitting in there when you've got a breakdown full of drunks and the accident emergency and putting the pressure on them. They would have their own ambulances, their own telephone number, and I would have them dotted across the country. This is my idea, this is what I want. And they would have like a day service for them to go in to get help, and I would integrate it in with alternative medicine, so they could have acupuncture, acupressure, as well as nurses and doctors. And they could have a little nighttime unit if they had like a real meltdown, so they have like a proper doctor and nurse there. And they would have their own ambulance service, and I think it would work, but it's going to take money to do it. So I'm going to put a letter together, an email, and I think I'm going to try and find out how to do this. Something needs to be done. Something massively needs to be done. Do you know how many young people I bring through from the spirit world? This is in the Northeast alone, and I've random people around the world. Quite a lot in the USA, where they've lost their youngsters through mental health. They've lost, suicide went on the rise with all the carry on and the lockdowns and that. And I've talked to police about it. The police were only going out to people's houses because of people cracking up. Where do you go on Amazon to do that? Didn't think I was on Amazon. So, Anchor Line. I'll share the group, and you can go onto it and tell us what you think. But it's like a chat group, and for other mothers who are worried, support each other, grown-up adults, and not just to do with street drugs, prescription drugs, mental health, anything. Teenage pregnancies. How many teenage girls run away from home when they're scared, or through rape or pregnancy, or young men as well, young kids who are getting bullied because they're gay. And I want to hit at the mental health, because I've been faced with this myself personally, but also helping clients around the world with it. It's a massive, massive problem. Autistic children can join in as well, yeah? And people, yes. Massively. There needs to be more understanding on this. I don't know what the protocol is in the USA, but over here we've got the NHS. So if somebody has a meltdown, you ring something called the CAT team. Don't ask me what it is. It's called the CAT team. And they're about as much use as a chocolate teapot, because they ring you up, hours later when somebody could have committed hurry by then. They analyse you over the phone, and then they send them out and then see how bad they are. And then if not, then they take you into the hospital. This is what they do. And then you've got to sit hours in the bloody waiting room in the hospital. Then after that, then they get another mental health doctor to come out to see what they can do for you. Well, if somebody's really poorly with mental health, it's a lot for them to go through. So it's something that I want to look into. Apologies for people who are getting loads of ads on Twitch. I have turned it. It says in the background that if you subscribe to Twitch, apparently you don't get the ads. So I don't know what's going on. And what the doctors are doing is, you see, that this needs to be readdressed. The doctors were told by the pharmaceutical companies back in the 60s that these drugs were highly addictive, like the likes of Valium, temazepam, Prozac, all of that. But what do? They just dish them out still like Smarties. They're like legalised drug pushers. And something needs to be done about it. So there's no system there in place. So people are getting hooked on these drugs. Do you know what I mean? So I think there's going to be a rise on people talking more about mental health. There needs to be something done about it. So I'm going to see if I can get some funding for it. It's going to be called Anchor Line, and we'll just see what happens from there. So give us a 5-5 if you can hear us and if all the ads have gone. Can you hear us? So I'm going to leave my ball there. My lovely crystal ball. I couldn't even tell you what's been going on in the news, but I watched there was a little boy called JJ in Florida who had gone missing, and I was following it. I don't know if anybody was following it, but thank the Lord they found him. God bless little JJ. Toddlers are terrible, you turn for a second and they're gone. I remember Luke when he was little. It was when Jamie Bulger went missing, the murder of Jamie Bulger, and that was in a shopping centre. And Luke was terrible. He was like Houdini, I would strap him into the buggy and then turn, and he would be out of the buggy, and that was with the reins on. Don't ask me how that kid did that, but he did it, right? And so I ended up buying him this wrist strap thing, and it worked. So anyway, you just have to turn your back for a second and little ones can be shot away, because they're curious. But little JJ was found, and there was a lot of people praying around the world and that in Florida, not just in Florida. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it, the power of prayer? It really, really does. It makes you wonder. Glad he's home safe, eh? But there's a lot of strange stuff happening, and then it's just left, like the missing, Nicola Bulley, then what was tragically found, passed away. And I will be covering this at some point, but not at the moment. I couldn't even tell you what's going on at the minute, if there's a case shut or what. But I just think it was very strange. That's my opinion on it. You've had the derailments, you've had all sorts of weird stuff happening. So I'll be going to be looking into world events as usual. But I have a feeling we're going to do something weird tonight. I just feel it, and I don't know if it's the way the planets are or what. You eating chocolate, Rachel? Looks like my YouTube's a bit stalled there. Can you hear us on YouTube? Oh, we've got cops in the background. Fox has gone against Trump. Weird, isn't it? YouTube's okay, thank goodness. It's all very weird. I mean, I just thought it was nice that he went to Ohio with all his water. But I mean, it's just weird, isn't it? It's just all very weird. I just want Chris Watts fake it on TV. Put me in mind of someone. And then you had the, what was it? Them brothers as well. The Tate brothers. They can't get them out of prison over there, can they? In Romania. They don't go by the laws if we go by the laws. It's all very weird. Again, I feel that was an attack on masculinity. But you see, Tate was just rubbing the wrong the people up. He was rubbing them up the wrong way. He was calling a lot out, wasn't he, Tate? A lot of truth out. So it just makes you wonder, doesn't it? They just wanted him shut up, didn't they? And I was talking about it with one of my clients the other day, and I had this strange vision, and he did as well, because I get to meet so many different beautiful psychic people around the world, you know. And I felt, or was it a lady? I think it was a gentleman. I felt that one of them is going to walk free, and I felt tragically something else could happen with another, and I hope I'm wrong on that. Yeah, the flooding in California. Let's get comfortable. Okay. Hiya, Paula. And then me and Paula, haven't we? I mean, I've got loads of ideas. But obviously the anchor line won't be for YouTube, you know. It's going to be just for a global help. But me and Paula have got an idea, haven't we, for our packages, our food packages, and televising it, feeding Newcastle. A bit like sort of Santa coming to the door type of thing. Doing like a show on that. And then, of course, I want to do this other thing. And I've got my crew. I've got my lads. I've got the Northern Angels. We're going to be doing filming around haunted locations and that. There's a lot to happen to come out on YouTube. It's just getting the time. At the minute, I'm just jam-packed with work. Jam-packed. So I'm going to shuffle the cards. Yeah, I want to go to Rendlesham Forest, which is going to take some guts, like, because people who go in there, apparently they don't get out. It had an old US RAF base, and there's been a lot of UFO sightings in Rendlesham Forest. So that would be a good one. Then we're going to go back to Bowlam Lakes. Fancy hitting Chillingham Castle. It's the most haunted castle in the UK. Just different places like that. But I'm going to shuffle the cards and I'm going to see what's coming out. Starting with cards tonight. So I hope you are all sitting back, relaxed. You can ask questions if you want when I get going. Oh, did Newcastle win? I don't know, did they? Is any UK people in the audience tonight? Did Newcastle United win? Man, you see, the goalkeeper apparently got disqualified And then they put this German lad in, didn't they? Who was supposed to be good. Oh, bless them. Do all psychics sign an NDA? What's that again? What's an NDA? Explain what an NDA is. I've heard of it before. Non-what? Disclosure what? What's an NDA? Non-disclosure agreement. Who to? It's an ethical thing. No, but over here, they're funny. Certain high-profile cases, you know, like children go missing and never been seen again. That family, okay, got somebody sent to prison for because there was a psychic who was saying against them, and there was other people what got arrested. We are now at the point now where we are losing free speech. Do you know what I mean? And we are allowed to have our opinion. You know, they don't like we're thinking, they don't like we're saying, a bit like a gag order, but not a gag order. But it comes down to ethics at the end of the day. And when it comes to Nicola Bulley, I'm just thinking of her children and her mum and dad and a sister. Okay? I'm not going to talk about the rest. I don't want to talk about the rest at the minute. I'll wait for things to come out before I start talking about the rest. So read between the lines what you think of that one. I still maintain it was fishy to do with Madeleine McCann. But you've got to be so careful what you put out. You just can read by my face what I think. Yeah. And I did cover it a little bit on my last will predictions, and I had said if this young lady, Julia I believe she's called, this Polish young lady who's come forward claiming she is Madeleine, I don't feel she is. If she is, it's a setup. There's something off about it. Because I believe that Madeleine's in spirit. That's what I believe. I've seen her in spirit. So if it suddenly comes up that this young lady is, it's, I don't believe it. They can change things and do things and do whatever they want to get people off the hooks and stuff like that, you know. But I do believe this Julia has been seeing what she's gone through. I do believe she was, you know, affected in her younger years. And I hope she gets peace in that, but I don't believe she is Madeleine. Let's see what comes out about it. Yes, I do as well, Rachel. So we don't actually sign, well, I've never signed anything. But it's the way you're trained, the way you just got to, you're dealing with people's lives, so you've got to be very, very careful. It's ethics, it's because people are suffering, you know. People are suffering. But I do believe that I just feel a lot of these things like the balloons in the sky, it's all distractions. FF, whatever you want to call them, flags to distract with from the bigger thing, what's going out there. Oh yes, Johnny. Right, let's pull some cards out and let's see what's going on for this week coming in. Okay. So we've got a lot of lies and deceit here. And it's just all messed up, especially to do with politics and everything, isn't it? Especially to do with politics. And I said that once things start coming out, it sort of disturbs the cockroach. It disturbs the cockroaches. So we've got the upside down magician. And we know, I mean, you know, you don't have to be psychic to see what's going on. Do you know what I mean? It's just all nasty pasty. I see indictments. Ooh, that's crystal balls flying around. Do you want to be used? What's to be used? Right. I see indictments coming in here, and I see quite a few people getting arrested or tried. Is the word arrested or subpoenaed? Subpoenaed. There's going to be indictments. Indictments. I definitely feel Pence was lying about something. Definitely. Teddy. Definitely. Let's have a look. I mean, eventually we will be all right. But, you know, this old system's not serving me very well, so it's going to get very messy. Embrace yourself, because running up to the next election is going to be a crazy ride. A crazy roller coaster. But there's more going on than all this sort of drama. What's going on? Does that make sense? There's more going on behind the scenes. Definitely. I'll have to move that because it's giving us a stiff neck. 2 minutes. There's more going on behind the scenes. Six of Cauldrons. I believe that's Melania and Jared Kushner. And I see them like in hot water with something. So possibly watch for something there. Okay. I know they've been subpoenaed, but I think something's going to come out about that. And I'm also feeling that there's going to be a big scandal to come out with Pence and William Barr. I keep getting William Barr. Is China working with Russia? I'll check that in a minute. I believe that's Sidney Powell. She's coming out upside down. So I see them like they're going to be like this sort of grand show thing. You know, they're pulling them all in and it's all building it up. Because they're running out of time. You know, and I've always said it's like the race to the finishing line, who gets there first. I've always felt this suspicious feeling that Trump's got something up his sleeve, you know, and I've never been able to put my finger on what it is. But there's something up his sleeve. He hasn't pulled the Trump card yet, do you know what I mean? Pence wants to be president, so puts down Trump, yeah. And I said that there would be a big split within the Republican Party as well. I did say that. And it looks like that's happening now. But you know, like the likes of like on Fox News, you've got like Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham. Is it Laura Ingraham? And Hannity. It's like I just feel like Laura Ingraham definitely. She's like the puppeteer to bloody what's he called? Who owns it? Yeah, I just feel it's like she wants to keep a hold of her job. You know, it's like brownie points and stuff like that. But they're all backstabbing each other. Murdoch, yeah. It's just all about money and greed and getting views and all of that type of thing. In like, I think Tucker's, oh my God. I think he's got a bit rogue-like. Do you know what I mean? Tucker's rogue. And then I think that with Hannity, he sort of sits on the fence because he chops and changes his mind about things all the time. But I did say that, I mean, I doubt Tucker's going to turn against Trump. But you never know. But there's a lot of them backstabbing and turning against each other now. Definitely so. It's funny because I actually see Rupert Murdoch in court about something. So I don't know what that's about. Oh yeah, Jesse Waters. Yeah, very good. I've just seen Tulsi's face there, Tulsi Gabbard's face. So I see her coming out with something. So I'm seeing China. This is before I even look into the crystal ball. There's going to be something. Somebody in the audience has just asked, is China in with Russia at the minute? Yes, at the minute they are. But I don't believe that China wants bombs being flicked about the place at the minute. Do you know what I mean? Because they just want to make their money. But believe you me, at some point, China's going to turn against Russia. I'm telling you. I don't know when, but I just feel it. So we've got more eruptions coming off here. And it's not just to do with volcanoes and problems with earth wobbles. I'm also seeing political eruptions. So there's a situation what's going to come off, and it's between China and something that Biden does or says, and it's going to kick up such a storm. And I can see everyone negotiating and debating it online, that type of thing. Okay, I'm on air, son. Okay. So it's like there's going to be a lot of debates to come, and it's something about Biden signing something, or he shouldn't be signing something, but he signed something. I want you to watch for this. Everybody saying hi, Adam, in the audience. He's half asleep. He's munching a biscuit. Yeah, so it's there's more drama to come within that, so watch for that. And there's big drama to come in around Trump. They're going to pull that out of the bag. It's all going to come out, and it's Wednesday is big next week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right, so you need to watch for that. Good night. Good night, son. I'm seeing the fish in the sea, and I'm seeing worry to do with fish. Fish, something about fish. So maybe watch for that. So there's some big news coming out to do with China, so you need to watch for that. I'm getting the 17th. I'm getting these dates. I don't know if you want to write them down. The 21st. The 9th. The 4th and the 5th. The 19th. And the 2nd is going to bring big news in to do with around politics in the USA. So that's interesting. Right. I do believe we could get some crazy weather in the UK, guys. So to all my Brit followers, my fellow Brit followers, we're going to have to, make sure we've got enough heating on and things like that. It's going to get a cold week next week. A cold week. And there also could be parts of the States of America which could also get some crazy storms as well. 44k fish have died in Ohio. There's going to be some trouble to do with a lake, and I want you to remember this. Now, I don't know if this is connected to do with Ohio. Oh yeah, he's just been emptying the cupboard there. My snack cupboard. Yeah, but I've hidden the chocolate, you see. I've hidden the chocolate. That's what moms do. Right, what have I got here? There's going to be a problem with a lake. And it's funny because I sort of see smoke or gases coming from a lake. So it's a strange vision I'm getting. But I don't know if this is connected. I think this is a separate situation. It's a separate situation. I'll try ginger. I've always had a croaky throat for ages. I smoke too much, you know. I do like ginger. Sorry guys if I can't read the comments sometimes when I'm scrying. Yeah, the lake thing's coming out really, really strong. It's like sort of smoke, like smouldering gases coming off a lake. Lakes could be connected to Michigan predictions you've had. Yeah? Oh no, I've hidden the chocolate and I know where it is. I've got a little sweetie tin and I've got chocolate goodies hidden in it. Okay. This is strange. So you can't ask the bold questions, you just have to look. I'm sort of seeing a group of men in that they've formed this sort of, I don't know what it is, some sort of vigilante group or something, or they're talking online and they're talking on news. So watch for that coming out. And of course the left's hitting on that as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like saying it's MAGA people and that, but it's not. It's, I don't know what it is, but it's something in America, so watch for this. Yeah, like a sulfur, because you would have sulfur, wouldn't you? I mean, I'm not scientific, but it looks like smoking sulfur fumes. It's like fumes, what's coming off this lake. It's really weird. And there's talks of poison or something. And I keep getting a very, is it the Brockovich? That feeling. But why do I feel nothing's been done about these? So everybody's worried in Ohio, but the head of these, like the sheriffs and that, and the governors, they're not doing anything about it, are they? It's as if it's just going to all be brushed underneath the carpet type of thing. I feel there's more worry with another big quake coming. I don't feel it's the Great Salt Lake. I want to say it's the USA. I'm definitely feeling the USA. Unless there's big news coming out with the USA to do with Ohio, round about the time there's some other big news coming out with the lake. So just remember that, because when I get visions, sometimes you've got to try and piece it together. State and local governments have been tied up by the... All right, okay. It's just terrible, isn't it? I'm going to pull some cards out to see if anything's going to be done for the people. I personally don't... I just think that they're just a bunch of... there's no word, is there? Let me have a look. What I should do is... It's like I've got this... And then maybe we should have like I should create my own website thing, and then we'll have like Psychic LJ Raw, right? And then you'll come on, I'll be like effing this and effing that, and what I really want to do. I'm being good, you know. I'm trying to be good. Believe you me, sometimes I sit calm, you know. I try not to let my emotions get to us, so I can see it clear. But you know, I have quite a lot of elderly people that followers, and it's not really good to swear too much. But if you were seriously, if you had me with cameras in this house, you would see a different me. Let me show you. What's it gonna do for the people of Ohio? It would be X rating, I tell you. That's a massive loss when you've got the Five of Swords. And it is, it's hitting people's pockets and health. It's going to take the voice of people and people gathering. I do see meetings, a bit like the film, Brockovich, Erin Brockovich. Yeah, I do swear. Is there many people what don't swear? but I do swear quite often, the F word. But like I say, I've got a lot of elderly people who are followers, you know what I mean? And I try to be respectful. Okay, so there's a mass cover up here. It's a mass cover up. It's horrible. Horrible. There's me dark card, like Masonic, follow the bunny rabbit, Masonic, like Illuminati, the pillars on either side, look. It's all about the money and the gold. And again, it's going to take a while to clean these states up. I do feel there's a bit of one, a bit of another, you know. I'm not saying it's all on the left. There's some people on the right, because I don't believe there's left and right. I think that's all a cover. I think that behind that sort of mask of politics, you've either got good people or bad people. That's what I believe. But there's been a lot of like cutthroats and like people cutting the cloth, you know, not putting the money, and bad management, and it's always the people what gets hurt. It's mainly the area. I've got Yvonne on YouTube, and she's asking how much of Ohio is going to be affected. I feel it's mainly the area, the close area, but it's the after effects. I mean, I'm not a scientist or anything, but I psychically feel that it is sort of circulating out. That doesn't mean everyone's going to get hurt. And I'm not saying this to panic people. I do believe people need to drink bottled water, but what I'm saying psychically is that people are going to gather into community halls and they're going to demand answers. Oh, that's nice that you're getting snow in Portland, Oregon. I do like snow. I don't like the ice on the roads, but do you know what I mean? There's actually a young woman who's going to come forward. There's a young woman who's going to come forward with a loud voice, and she's going to push for this to go further to courts to get this sorted out, because again, it's like people are passing the blame. So I don't know if it'll ever fully come out. There's going to be two companies what's going to get into trouble. There definitely is going to be two companies what's going to get into trouble for this. But there's going to be a lot of passing backwards and forwards, like ping pong, you know. So it could go on a little while. The lady in the red dress scenario, I felt it was something more to do with around Trump or to do with something bigger. I'm not saying Ohio's not bigger, because it is. This was something else. It could be running up to the election or to do with trying to trial somebody. That's what I felt it was. I don't think we realise fully. It's funny what somebody's just put in here on Twitch. Sorry, I haven't got I need glasses. Iwatan86 says, I'm in Ohio, and you don't realise how much you rely on your tap water until you take your meds, fill your kettle, give your pets a drink. Exactly. We do it over here in the UK as well. It's like it's quite worrying, isn't it? Can you not? I mean, the filters are expensive. I know you can't get filters for your taps, but I feel it'd be all right to bathe in it. But it's definitely drinking water. In your pets, I would try the bottled water. Definitely. Erin Brockovich. So it's going to go on for quite a few months. But I'm actually feeling that people are going to get compensation from this, but they have to take it to court to prove it as well. There's going to be two companies to get into trouble, and there'll be a woman, and it's going to turn very political. as everything does over there. It's going to turn very political. It's going to take quite a few months to sort out. So please don't panic. If you're on like a budget, I mean, I don't know if there's any Aldi supermarkets over there where you can get your, you know, water from. Let's have a look. Can the people of Ohio and the different villages, can you not all get together and demand that they come out and test the water in front of you to see if it's safe to drink? Have they not done that yet for the people? That's what they need to be doing. You need to be writing lists and questions and demanding, getting like maybe it's a community hall or a church hall and getting some official person and demand that you want answers. Well, yeah, that's right, Teresa. My worry and concern is that this could help happen elsewhere. I'm going to pull some cards out on that. So Granny Wolf said that they tested the water and it was fine to drink. I would get it double checked. Like, get an independent person in to get it checked. Was it them who said that? You need to like get somebody else to get it checked. That's what I'm feeling. But what's coming out? This is coming out and it's really interesting. You've got safe home protection, right? So I'm not saying where you stick your head in the sand and you just forget about it, like all woo woo. I don't mean that. Stay vigilant, yeah, and sensible. But try not to panic, because by raising your vibrations and telling your body that you will be all right, you will be all right, and your home will be all right. So that's coming out. So not everybody is getting affected. Does that make sense? But the closer the area, there could be, yes. Definitely. There's DeSantis coming out again. So I don't know what the polls are on for who's running for the next election, but DeSantis seems to be coming out quite strong here, guys. I know Trump doesn't like him. I mean, it's obvious. Do you know what I mean? You've seen what's been, you know, if anyone who knows what's been happening on Telegram and that, or is it Truth Social? But again, I just think it's just sour grapes. It's sour grapes. But King of Pentacles, watch him coming forward with red posters, possibly. Latest polls, Trump first, DeSantis second. Let's see. Because they're not running together. I know somebody had asked me that, and I didn't see that. Let's get a drink of coffee. It's Trump running. I'm getting justice quotes. That's what I see what's ahead for Trump. I'm not saying, you know, it's like where they completely take him down, but there's going to be a lot of problems he's going to face. Trump and DeSantis are both very strong-minded people. They certainly are, aren't they? So there's different timelines, and I've talked about this. I've talked about different timelines. There's the Emperor. And I've always said he's going to be a hard man to take down. I'm actually feeling August is big, but things are like Congress and that are shut down in August, aren't they? Like the summer holidays. Some big news to do with around a politician. I don't know if it's Biden or Trump. July, August. Interesting. But the destiny is that he's not going away completely. So when people are wanting to know about Trump, he's not going to go away completely. But again, I've got spell card number 8, so that's August. There's a twist of fate around about July, August. I want to say August. Let's see what it is. It's like chess. Like one moves one way and then another moves another way. I want to say he played his part to change everything. But the Democrats are hell-bent on taking him down. It's obvious, isn't it? I see Trump on banners as well. Yeah, I see that. It's interesting. That's interesting. Debate. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. It's like a Native American energy around him. And I would never have thought that with him. Because my understanding is that the Native Americans weren't keen on him because what he was doing, going through the land. So I don't know what he's got there, but there's something different. Or is that DeSantis? Is it DeSantis? No. No. Is it Trump? Oh. There's something, I'm not saying it's godly, but there's some sort of strange intervention of something. We've got the ISIS inspiration as well, and I've got new beginnings. Interesting. But there is the Democrats, and they're celebrating something. So they're going to get him on some things. But I actually feel that there's going to be a lot more people around him what's going to get more into trouble. Do you know what I mean? Right, well, there's a native, I don't know if he's been blessed or he's been given something. It's coming through really strong. Time will tell. But then it's going to get nasty, guys. I'm preparing you. It's going to get nasty. They're going to get him on stuff. But I've always felt like he's got something up his sleeve. He's got stuff on them. I've always said that. He's got stuff on them, as you know. But it never got proven or taken into court with stuff. And I'm not talking about the election, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about other stuff. Ducking and diving and stuff and trickery. You know, trickery and things. And everything's been on stall. And I still feel there's another young man to come forward. And he's a Republican. And he's more like mousy brown to the hair, so I don't know who he is. I don't really want to say exactly who it is at the minute because there's so many different timelines. But I'm unsure about Trump. I'll be honest with you, I'm unsure about Trump. I've always had a good feeling about DeSantis, and I'm sticking with that. But he's not going. I keep checking it. He's not going. He's not going away. It's so funny. It's so funny. There's going to be a big twist to do with the Democrat side. And I feel Biden needs to watch his health. I see him on a stretcher. I don't know what that's about. And there's a woman to come into play here. This, when the lovers cards come out, it's like there's big news coming out. There's Biden. Without the beard. With the beard. And it's like they're concocting something up behind his back, because they don't really, I don't know if they're just using him or they want somebody else in, but again, everything's show. People are being like used by puppets and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? But the plans to get him out and to get other people in. Let's see who it is. And the media is going to really push the ante on more drama. So if you're into all your political stuff, my advice is don't get too pulled into it, because it's going to get triggering words, trigger, media. And it's not just to do with politics. I would say it's to do with a lot of things. We're being distracted by something bigger, guys. Okay, so it's a younger person. It could be a woman. It's a woman. Where's she gone? Empress energy. And I was given the Page of Cauldrons. So it's a younger woman. I'm also getting a strange feeling about that Pete Buddha pass, but I don't think he's strong enough. No. But I do get a strange feeling. And I tell you who else I'm getting a strange feeling about as well, as Elizabeth Warren. But you never really hear about her now, do you? Oh, definitely David of Shield. Definitely. Oh, that's nice, Eve. Pete's not strong enough, is he? I look on both sides, you know. I don't just look on one side. I like to do it my way. My way. What's that song? Was that Frank Sinatra? Big twist. Big twist. Two women. One black lady, one lady with blonde hair. Two queens coming in here. Two queens. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, so she's somebody with darker hair. And we've got the Queen of Cups, who's a fairer haired lady. Both could come forward there within the Democrat Party, which is interesting. But they're younger than Biden. They're definitely, I personally think, I mean, I don't know if you agree in the audience, that when you get to a certain age, there should be like a cut-off. A cut-off, you know what I mean? Because I mean, if, you know, they're like, Trump's getting on. They're all getting on. How old's Trump now? He's got to be in his 70s. How old's Trump? I just think that people can get senile and stuff like that, as you know. So I think there should be a cut-off point when somebody's gone such an important job like that. 78. Is Trump 78? He's not bad for 78, is he? So that means like he's going to be 79. He's going to be into his 80s if he ran again, and it would be the same with Biden. How old's Biden? Is Biden 75? He's 70. They're too old. I'm sorry, they're too old. Dearie me. Liz Cheney could jump ship. Let's see if Liz Cheney's going to jump ship. That would fit the description what I'm saying. Trump's 76, right? Even still, do you know what I mean? She doesn't want to. She's Republican through and through, Cheney. She's waiting. It's like anticipating, waiting. That's the feeling I'm getting. Because it depends if Trump runs or not. I believe if Trump runs, she will jump ship. She will. In fact, I'm sure she's said a statement about that. She would do that. But at the minute, she's just hanging fire. She's playing it cute, as my nana would say. Playing it cute, just holding back. Because it's in her blood, you know, she's Republican through and through. It runs through her veins. There's no way she wants to do that. But she would do that if Trump... Because you would need a strong person if Trump was winning. If Trump was running, you can't have somebody weak. But it's possible, you know, she would do that. King of Swords. But according to these cards, there's going to be a big twist of fate on this. And some things we aren't meant to know. Some things we are not meant to know. So we've got the hyphenate man there. The old man is going, shh, just wait. Because there's just so much nasty stuff going on. And it's all the same energy. It's all the same energy. There's big changes to come in for the United States of America. I've got the close card there. So that normally means like big energy is going to shift something and change something. It might have a lot to do with this Saturn energy, what's coming in as well. There's a man there, the King of Swords, and I do feel it's like a judge man. I don't know if it's a person that we've seen yet. And everyone's going to be talking about this judge and what he decides. And I'm getting March of next year. Like I said in one of my last podcasts, it's like the two little boys with the sweetie wrapper. There is some information Trump has and they can't get it. And they're trying to find it. And I'm getting something very strong about the FBI as well. They're trying to find this information. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's more raids. So it's crazy times we're living in. So you're not meant to know yet. Yeah, you're not meant to know yet. But I do get there's a feminine energy to play a big part in the United States of America as well. What did Lance suggest? Muse Master Johnny. Cliff High believes we're about to do what Lance suggested. What's that? Explain, please. Right. 9 of Cups, 9 of Swords, just a massive clash. It's not going to go away. As long as this old energy is there, it's going to keep doing that. Do you know what I mean? So expect it to get very toxic. It's going to get very, very toxic to do with politics in the USA. We've got the world card, but the world is changing even though all this is happening. And I said in one of my last world predictions that, you know, the world's going to be shifting. We're going to go digital. We are going to go digital. We're going to go very futuristic. There's been a lot of futuristic technology what's been held back from where. And it's all changing, and there's going to be all this future sort of world. And then at the same time, the USA is still fighting on about politics. You know, it's like very old energy. It's an old America to fall to a new America to rise. So let's look at the UK. Again, it's just all the same faces. Let's see what's happening. I know the ambulance They've been on strike again. I think that what Snow Owls put here in the comments is it starts getting better from spring of 2025. Yeah. Because all of this is happening and people are fighting on, but behind the scenes there's like a switchover happening. Something's very weird about this coronation, what's going to happen. The coronation in the UK. And I'd see a lot more scandals to come out there with Harry and Meghan, so watch for that. The planets don't seem to be very aligned properly for the coronation running so smooth, should I say. And I actually get Charles is being very, what's the word? Told what to say, what to do, very compromised. Different kettle of fish from his mother. He's not strong enough. There's going to be problems. Let's look into Harry. I do believe if it goes ahead, he won't be on the throne for long. But I get disruptions that day, and I don't know if it's actually to do with the coronation or something completely different. But I just see disruptions that day. Maybe there's big world news coming out around about that time. See, we get affected by the stars and the planets, and so does it can affect events on the planet. Oh, that's really strange, Geordie lass. There's something odd going on at the minute, isn't there? I hope your dad gets better soon. Okay. I'm getting unbalanced and unhinged is the word. What's coming out around Harry, and I don't know why. Unbalanced. A lot of arguments happening behind the scenes. There's been a lot of talk, and he's been talking with his father. But Harry, as you know, is very strong-minded, and he's saying he'll not go without Meghan. Is Meghan pregnant again? Because I'm sure I predicted that she would be pregnant again. In one of my previous podcasts, best possible decision. The talk. I don't feel the establishment wants him to go. Yeah, like in part of the establishment is connected to do with the British press. It's all intertwined. But then you've got them, all they've done is they've jumped from the chip pan into the fire because now they've gone to the American press. Well, it's all the same. It's all the same energy. But he wants to come, or it's possible. It's possible. They're discussing it at the minute. They're discussing it. So according to this card here, the coronation will go ahead, but there's going to be some problems. I know that's like the Five of Cauldrons. It's like Charles feels like he's at a loss with Harry because he's torn, because it's his son, but he's hurt about what's being said. I've done that one before. Meghan's children's Meghan's children. All right. So But the press are going to dramatise this. That'll be something else. When's that? Is it March? When's the coronation? Who will be the new SNP leader, Louise? You have to chuck some names, that is. But I'm sure I said that there would be a man who would come forward with like mousy brown hair. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm also seeing a woman with brownish coloured hair as well. Harry. Let's look more into Harry. A lot of change coming in for Scotland. I don't feel Harry and Meghan will... It doesn't look very good at the minute. But like I've said to you before, they're playing out something from a past life. They have known each other before in past lives, no matter what people think of them. They're twin souls, but there's a lot of arguments behind closed doors. But there he is. But there is problems. There's problems. And there's more scandals. I know we've had all that hoo-ha going on with South Park, but I feel there's more problems to come with them. Got a loss here. The 5 have cut the 5. You know how he's had this big thing, what's come out with the book? There's something else coming out with him. There's something else big coming out with him. Big news coming out. And I'm getting 17 and 11. These could be dates, so watch for that. What's going on with Camilla? Let me get a drink of coffee. I'm going to look into Canada for you as well. And then the second half of the show, I want to go out of all of this and I want to go more into what's going on in the real world. I'm not saying this is not the real world, but what's going on out of this physical world, which is causing all of this. Does that make sense? Because there's more going on. Camilla. Organic human. Question. Hi Louise. Some psychics are saying other viruses have been released later this year. Have you seen anything about this in your... Yes, I have. Yes. Definitely. I think I've mentioned it on my previous podcasts. Camilla. She's not well at the minute. She's definitely not well. I mean, you've got to understand they're in their 70s. Do you know what I mean? And they've took on a massive big change to what? Because she's Queen Consulate. Is she Queen Consulate now? But I mean, they had this life in their village with their dogs, doing things they like to do, and then everything had to change. They're worn out. You had no choice to take it on. There's health problems with her. But I mean, she has had COVID. She has. But I don't think they can shrug it off the same. You can't shrug it off the same as you get older. She's weak. She's weak. She's depleted. She may have other things going on, but they're tired. Came out like that. They're tired. And she's got something going on with her blood, so there could be health issues. And I'm not even going to go there how she's got them health issues. you know, because all these people getting this and then they're getting the, you know what I mean? And it's like worn down immune systems. I think this is what we need to look at into the near future, is we need to build on our immune systems with lots of different vitamins and stuff like that for this winter coming in, because there's a possibility that there could be some other kind of virus. She's got problems with something to do with heart and circulation. But, you know, she'll be getting treatment or whatever, or medication. They're not going to put all this privately out on the news, you know what I mean? The doctors aren't going to do that. Because they shouldn't. It's the media press and all of that type of thing. But she'll be all right. But I just think it's funny as well, because I sort of see him sad on his own without her. And I'm not saying that anything's going to happen, but I've just seen a flash of there. If Charles sad on his own without her, but that could be if he's doing a lot. That doesn't mean anything's going to happen to her. I don't mean that. It could be that if he's having to do a lot of stuff, they haven't got time to spend time together like they did before. It could be that. What I'm saying is that they're going to crown William, but I don't know. Big changes by next March. Big changes by next March for that situation. And also October, November. But there will be hospital gates connected around Charles, or something to do with around Charles. So watch for that, or Camilla or Charles. It's like it's put on, it's taken, it's off. I'm seeing this. It's like he's sitting on his throne, but it was upside down. So I don't know if he's making it there, or it's on and then it's off. And I was given the shortest king's time in history. I don't know what that means. The shortest king's time in history on the throne. Maria G, can you read on Celine Dion? And I heard she's not doing good at all. What's happened to Celine? I know she's gone very thin. What's going on with Celine? What's her illness? I thought she got herself a new fella. Because I know she really loved Rennie, didn't she? At the minute, yes. Does Britain still rule Canada? That's going to all change, but there's going to be a lot of changes. She's got problems with her immune system. She's got quite a few kids, hasn't she? So, again, depleted body. See, younger people can bounce back from these things. Older people, thin people have a problem, isn't it? They say it's bad for your heart if you're too overweight, but it's also bad for your heart if you're too underweight. She I don't know if she's still got this boyfriend or if this boyfriend's gone. Right, okay. I sort of see her lying in a bed and her children are around her. She's got people helping her. And she's dreaming of Rennie. This is coming through really strong. And she's actually quite psychic. But obviously if you've got a soul connection with your soulmate or twin soul when they go over to the spirit world, she will be having soul communication with him when she's in sleep state. So she'll be feeling Rennie. And she's lying, and I think she made a statement that she can't sing anymore. And she was born to sing. You know, she was born to sing, no matter anybody says about her. Fantastic artist. Fantastic artist. Hit a peak in the 90s, Celine Dion. I feel really sad to say this. And it's hurting my heart, but I see her dying. It's her children what's keeping her here. It's her beautiful children what's keeping her here. How old is Celine? She's not that old, is she? She's in her 60s. How old is she? Because I know there was a big gap between her and Rennie. He was a lot older than her, wasn't he? She's in her 50s. She's missing Rennie so much. She's actually, I don't know if she's hallucinating when she's going to bed, but she's really connecting with Rennie. It's like Rennie's waiting for her, but oh God, she's not ready to go yet. It's the boys what's keeping her here. But she is so connected to him. They've had many lives before her and Rennie. I hope she's watching this. Could you imagine if she was watching this? Oh God. I don't believe you can ever get over losing your soulmate if you're lucky enough to find your soulmate, you know. She's never been complete since he's gone. She's never been complete. They go back centuries, them too. So yeah, it can be bad for your heart to be underweight if it is to be overweight. Gene decode is falsely, I never pull anybody down. Moma speaker who's commented in the Twitch here, what Gene decode said that Celine is one of them who consumed the adrenochrome. It's a load of rubbish. It's a load of rubbish, and it can never be proven. It can never be proven. And I'll stand with what I feel, right? Celine is pure throughout. Yes, there was some controversy with her, oh, I don't know what, some of her clothing ads or something. But there's a lot of stuff out there what looks like that. Do you know what I mean? She was young. She you know, she's a clean woman, man. I don't understand people. I just think that people can go around and slander people when they don't have an ounce of evidence. And all I'm going to say on Gene Decode is, I'm going to say one thing. Listen very carefully to his voice. Slow it down, put voice changes over it, and it's somebody well known within that community. Okay? Who is just the same person. It's the same person, but with a different, they've just had a voice changer over them. There's psyops within all of that. That's all I'm going to say. And I figured it out a long time ago. I think she's got a broken heart. She had twins with him as well, didn't she? No, you don't. But that doesn't mean if she's made a mistake about her art or her fashion, it doesn't mean that she's doing what Gene Decode said, Ocean Bay. Do you know what I mean? It's just what I know and what I see. And like I say, I'm not in no clique. I'm a psychic, and I'll stand with what I feel. I work with my guides. They're my clique, not, you know, these people who are claiming they've got this intel when they've got jack shit intel. They've got not all the intel's all right. Some of them are all right, but not all of them. I just think that she's not long for this earth. That's all I'm going to say. But I never ever am told when someone's going to pass. I just want to send her like a lovely love energy from like the collective that she receives, the love that she gets and the healing that she gets. But I do think that she's had like some sort of broken heart, and it's manifested into the condition that she's got now. That's what I feel. So that's awful. That's awful. Sometimes they can make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. I mean, there's a lot of them in the industry who are into symbolism and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that they're going off bloody doing satanic worshipping or whatever. But I just believe what's coming out in these cards and what I'm feeling in my heart and what my guides are saying is that she's a pure woman. She's a pure woman, and she came here with a gift, with her music, to lift humanity, and she'll never be forgotten. So I want to send like healing prayers out to Celia on that she gets her comfort. I don't know how old her kids are. She's got a 22-year-old and two 12-year-olds. Wow. Abundance. She made a lot of money. I know she's got a fetish for shoes, hasn't she? I think that she's just come to the understanding that she can't carry on without him. It's not the same. I mean, he travelled everywhere with her. She was really young, you know, when she got with him, wasn't she? She was really young. She everywhere she went on the road, he was with her. So it's like she's like lost. She feels like she's lost half of her. It's not the same. But no doubt, you know, when people die and people go, you know, you'll always have somebody what will say something bad. But they don't, you know, they were this, or they were taken off to get more, or they were this. They'll never be able to prove this evidence. And then don't get me going on that other woman from the Golden Girls, what they said about the woman from the Golden Girls, and it wasn't true. Betty, what was she called again? Betty. Just awful, you know. Betty White, what they said about Betty White. That doesn't mean that I don't question some people in the media, you know what I mean? I actually think Madonna's lost the plot. Madonna has lost the plot. There's something very dodgy going on there. Very dodgy. But Betty White is not coming out as evil or anything like that. That was awful. That was all just made up, nasty people sending nasty stuff about her. Betty White worked with animal charities. Oh, did she? I used to love watching the Golden Girls. All right, getting back to this, Gary. Louise, who will be the new SNP leader? Is it Hamza, Kate, or Ash? So Hamza, Kate, I really don't know. I can't force something. I'll have to look into it. If I get a block, I'll not like bullshit you. I'll tell you what I get. Do you know what I mean? I'd have to sit and concentrate and see the pictures. I just feel that there's always going to be somebody to pull somebody down. Always. And yet we're looking in so much the wrong direction. Interesting when I'm talking about all this, because I do feel that there's going to be some massive news to come out around a male, but it's not a politician. It could be a doctor. Do you know what I mean? It could be a doctor, like a famous doctor. Oh, I used to love watching Doris Day as well. Yeah, rest in peace, Betty White, the Golden Girls. I used to love watching that. I know I don't like it when people speak badly about people who have passed either. But I mean, there's a lot of things which will never be proven what's been said over the last couple of years within this intel stuff. I would say if you're going to follow anybody on intel, the people that I like, oh God, what's he called again? Somebody said it in the audience earlier on. He was banned off YouTube, and I can't think what he's called. And he's got his own website and he does all his videos. It'll come to us. I like Cliff. I do like Cliff. Because he's not over the top. Do you know what I mean? I think Cliff's all right. I really do like Cliff. Oh God, I get these videos sometimes. Oh yeah, well everybody. I like Ike. Nicholas is all right. I can't think what he's called. He wasn't part of that clique. He just did his own thing. He stood on his own. Cliff's very smart. Very, very smart. They're all as bad as each other. James Dunning. Nicholas is canny. I can never see his second name. But Benjamin Fulford, he's all right. He's got some good intel. Cliff High. I like Cliff. Yeah. But it's not that one. It's the X22 report with Dave. And I've actually spoken to Dave in private. So Dave's the man, guys. He gets a lot of intel. He's clever. So he's not like part of that clique, but he's people what stand on their own, They done a lot of hard work, done a lot of digging. I used to like watching Amazing Polly, and she got took down. Anybody used to follow Amazing Polly on YouTube? I believe she's on BitChute. Very clever woman. I believe she's from Canada, but don't quote us. Amazing Polly. Because these people put a lot of research in the Amazing Polly, yeah. They don't just make stuff up. They do their digging. They do the research. These are really, the real I am people. Yeah, she's on BitChute, isn't she? Okay. You know what I've just been given? I'm going to have a break because it's 10 to 1. We're going to have a little break and then we're going to look into some woo-woo stuff. Oh no, I was going to quickly look at Canada before I have my break. I've got the children of Earth. And then the Fool card's next to it. So the Fool card is saying that the children are protected. One thing I do believe that there is a lot of horrible stuff what's been going on with children behind the scenes. Cartel and all sorts of dark stuff going on within governments and mafias and child trafficking and all of that. But I've been given tonight that the children are protected of Earth. There's a shift what's happened on this planet, and it goes beyond physical, and there's some sort of angelic energy. We're in a stillness. We're in between worlds. It's really weird. I'm going to do some really sort of deep woo-woo into the next half. Something's happening with time. We're sort of in a porthole of time. Something weird's happening. Amazing, Polly, yeah. But I've been told that the children of Earth are protected. But tonight, I want to say that we need to keep our children by our sides. We need to put that holy protection around our grown-up children. It's never been more important that we raise the faith on Earth. I don't know why I'm saying this. There's a shift happening. And also around the vulnerable as well. Get your incense sticks burning, get into your crystals, get into your faith, whatever it is you're into. It's about raising that vibration, because keep your close loved ones near you and your pets. And there's something being removed at the minute. There's a shift happening on the planet. Something's happening, which I'm going to look into in the second half. One more card for Canada. And then I'm going to go make a juice. I'm just going with the flow tonight, guys. The internet's going to change a lot, James. Oh, she's got a lot on Trudeau. Why do you think she was taken down, Frank? Admire her. I really, but she's done all right for herself. She's done all right. She's built a community up elsewhere. Everything's changing. Well, that's Trudeau. There he is. All in for the money, in for the money. I don't know why I'm getting that. In for the money. Okay, puppeteered. And then we've got a feminine energy coming in over the top. There is a shift happening, and I'm not worried. I don't feel he's going to be in long. I don't know what he's supposed to be in for and when it's supposed to change the next election in Canada. Yeah, there's a very, I'm going to talk about it in the second half, what we write as written. Louise, I've had many spiritual visitations lately. I've had to flood my home with the Holy Spirit for protection. Not all bad energies, but an influx of them, yes. I'm going to be talking about it in the second half. So something's going to happen. But it might just be that he just says, I'm out. Like the lady in New Zealand just decides to leave. There's something about a situation, an event, and it's got something to do with an accident or a car crash or something with a person. And it's around about that time that, say, big changes were around him. That's what my guides are saying to tell you. Work that one out. Work that one out. But America's going to change. America will change, and America's going to be the last one to go into this new earth change. There's going to be troubles with currencies, and then it's going to split. I don't know how long I'm looking on here. I could be looking 3, 4, 5 years down the line here. And it's going to change states, different states. But it's going to affect, something's going to happen with currency. And it's going to affect Canada. And it's going to give Canada the option to come out of something. And that flag is going to change. But the Canadian people will be fine. But if you're asking us if he's going to be taken away or anything like that, no, or going to give more, no, he's just going to just bye-bye. Bye-bye. I'm off to Barbados. Retire, going into something else. I get 2-letter agencies with him. Was it 3-letter agencies? It'll be okay. What I'm concerned about is, I'm not sure when this is all going to happen, but I do see him making an announcement, and it's got something to do with terrible weather. So he's not going yet. But I could be going into the end of the year when there's a snowstorm, blizzard. There's something to come for Canada, and he's making an announcement about this. Or it's something about central heating or fuel or something. He's making an announcement. Protests, more protests are coming to the summer. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's truckers again or it's something completely different. But Canada will be all right. I'm off to make a juice. I'm going to nip to the loo. Nip to the loo, my darling. And I'm going to have a quick ciggy at my back door into the garden, and then I'll be back. If the Betty and Bobby interval does your head in, just turn it down. I'll be as quick as I can. And then I'm going to do some future scrying or something. There's something else I need to do. There's something... I just got to wait to see what comes through. I'm getting that song. These boots are made for walking. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Why am I getting that? Something to do with Trudeau, and I don't know what it is. I'll be back in a minute. Give us about 3 minutes or so, and I'll be back. I'll be as quick as I can. All right. Give us a few minutes, and I'll be back. Okay. Give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. I am back. There's a definite time delay on YouTube here. It's still playing the popcorn. Can you hear us? Give us a 5-5. Okay. Let's see what we can do. I'm just going to show you my raw data. I'm going to show you... it's as if like if you were just in my kitchen area now, sitting with me in the dining room kitchen here, coming around for a cup of coffee. Back in the day, you know, which I need to start doing. Brenda, one of my good friends, she doesn't live very far away. We have like deep nights, you know, chatting, drinking coffee or drinking beer or whatever, and putting the world to rights. And with friends, I've had spell nights. We've done love spells, and we've done good luck spells, and I've done remote viewing for friends behind the scenes, you know. And I'm inviting you all in now, just this raw me, to what it's like for me late at night as I'm sitting and what I see. And believe you me, I get some wild visions. I get some really wild visions and wild communications from different beings. I'm just going to get a drink of this. Got Pepsi here, by the way. I know it's a bit unhealthy, but I fancied a chilled Pepsi. And I'm going to dim the lights. Give us 2 minutes. So come into my kitchen, come into my parlour, and this old gypsy will give you my visions. Okay. Get comfy. I invoke Archangel Michael. Oh, where's me bell? Where's me bell gone? It's over here for a reason, guys. I'll tell you later. I was doing some work in the corner of the room because I thought there was something going on late last night and I had left it there. Just to shut something down. I was doing cleansing. You can do the bells for cleansing as well. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. Come on in, guys. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. Where invoke Archangel Raphael? Done, Gabriel? I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I'll do Gabriel one more time. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I ask Jed, White Buffalo, Star, Lady Direwolf, anybody from the galactic worlds out there to come forward to give us 2 answers. Any deities, anybody from the fairy realm, animal kingdom, spirit world, any communications who would want to come forward from any dimension to give us the 2 answers tonight with love and light, love and light, love and light. Amen. May everybody in this circle tonight be protected with the blood of Jesus Christ. You are protected from all evil entities, energies, on-world, off-world. Nothing can touch you. Anybody who is in this circle tonight will receive healing. Or they're worried about anybody, you can write the names in the comments. Got the Holy Spirit coming in here. Okay. Thank you. I do this as well when I'm with my friends as well. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just going with it. It's cold. I'm going straight in. Because if 5-5, if you can hear us okay. Because sometimes I talk quiet when I'm doing the visions. Can you hear us okay? Right, I'm going to start. I'm not going to be able to read your comments when I go off on a roll. This healing's also for pets as well. Anybody. Healing and protection. If you're worried about anybody or yourself, just write your names in the comments and do them after the show in the comment section, and they'll receive the healing. It's timeless, this podcast. Let's begin. It's remote viewing. Is it remote viewing? Remember, there's no such thing as time. Time is an illusion. Linear time is an illusion. I say this all the time. I'm talking to you now. Some people are in my future, some I'm in their future, like in America. I'm talking to you from the future, but we're talking in the here and the now, which doesn't make sense. I'm talking to you in the present, but I'm talking to you from the future. That is a sign that time has been made up, linear time has been made up. So if the past, the present and the future are all at once, anything is possible out there in other dimensions. Right. Where am I? It's really, really cold. And there's a lot of concrete. And I'm standing on concrete, looking out to either side, square, oblong, huge structures. And I'm standing there in its ice. And this vision, obviously I'm working with my higher self. I'm projecting myself somewhere else in a somewhere place and time. And I sort of see myself in a great big sort of ski jacket, and I'm all muffled up, you can't hardly see it is freezing. It's below 70 odd degrees below minus. So I look like sort of like some sort of Eskimo, and I'm standing there. And it's concrete. Everything's concrete. And it looks a bit like a industrial estate type of structure. It's really weird because I feel like I'm in a video game. It's the only way I can describe it. And I've just seen sort of snipers running behind into these square buildings. And I can hear sort of shooting going on. They can't see me, so I'm protected. I've got Jed with us now. I've got E2I coming in. So as I'm walking up, there's like this structure of this building on the right is open. It's square open, and I'm going in. And it looks like a desolate sort of empty building. And I'm hearing this noise. It's awful. It's this. There is soldier types of people in the soldiers. They're like super soldiers. I'm going really cold. Super soldiers. And they're hiding. They've got guns and they're hiding from this noise outside. And it sounds a bit like a dinosaur noise outside. It's really scary. But but it's in the air. And I'm standing next to this lad. I'm sort of standing next to him, hovering next to him. And he's on his knees. He's sitting down and he's putting bullets into this gun. And he's out of breath. And then there's other soldiers in this place and they're hiding. Jed, where are we? In a program. That doesn't make sense. How are we in a program? It's reality in another program. It's a timeline. We're in a timeline. What hasn't happened? Is that possible? He's saying that we have accessed into a timeline. Oh, my ears are going all funny. That's normally saying. It's angel protection. Right, we've gone into a timeline. What hasn't happened? What is running? There's various timelines all simultaneously all running at the same time. And people who have technology within the government organized, secret government organizations have the ability to access into timelines with time travel devices. And they are being trained. This sounds really crazy what I'm saying. He's saying that there's a download, that they're giving us a download. They're being trained within a timeline. So it's physical what they're going into. It's physical. The only way I can describe it is if anybody's seen the Stranger Things and then the access to the upside down world. So they're really there, but it's in an upside down world. And it's as if that is happening. This is what Jed is saying. This is actually happening. Right, okay. Where are we? It's Earth. We're in Earth, on Earth. What date is it? Okay. It's a big freeze. I'm standing on Earth in a timeline, and there's a timeline of a big freeze. And soldiers are being sent in to fight. Some entity what has entered onto Earth. It's a physical entity. There is a war that will take place on Earth. And they are trying that they can't stop this. They can't stop this. They know this is happening. I'm communicating now with a time traveler. What's your name? Okay, I'm communicating with a young woman. She's a super soldier. She's a black lady. She's very pretty. She's very tomboy. I suppose you would have to be if you're a super soldier. She's sort of very tomboy. She's got the most amazing sort of... She says I can describe her. So I'm telecommunicating with her now, and she's alive in another timeline. She's talking to me from the future. JAZ. Jasmine. JAZ. It's JAZ. What year are you in, JAZ? 2054. She comes from 2054. The program she is in here is 2072. She's working for the military. It's all out. Everything to do with technology will be well out before then. They are working with timelines, and they are the war on Earth that takes place has come from up there, she's saying, out there, and it's to come out. And man is in space, it's all out in the open. Man will populate space into 2032. But they are already there, she's saying. They are already there. So she's a time traveller, and time travellers are happening now. They can go backwards and forwards in time. They are actually now in the US States of America, working within governments. We need to... They have been spotted. They have been spotted. It's a device that can access people through time. They are worried about this timeline. And it's got something to do with a creature they are trying to... They are training in a training program so they can mentally prepare for 2072. 2072. Where is this on Earth? Russia. Right, wait a second. She's in the US. So the US, I need to ask you, Jazz, is the US, how does it look into the future? What happens? Wait a second. Great changes to take place on your planet. You must prepare for fascinating technology to come into your timeline. This is Jazz, and it is a pleasure to communicate with you from the future. Remember, time is an illusion. Jazz, what happens when we've been told about there's a world war? How does this take place? There is much deception that has taken place in your timeline on planet Earth. We are working within secret government organisations to diminish the rogue patterns. But by 2042, there will be a great uprising on Earth, and everything will change. Everything will change. There is an event to take place in China which will be greatly blamed by Russia. This will eventually come out. This was connected to do with the USA. We cannot intervene with this timeline. And I am not saying this to panic people, but humanity will live on. You as a human civilization are living amongst great change. And what I must stress is, take care of your friends, your neighbours. And live with your heart. Into 2042, there will be great worry about air pollution. And we have developed a technology to regenerate oxygen that is also used on planet Mars for civilization of humanity, who have also occupied 3 planets by that time. There is great change that will take place, but this technology has been used against humanity with weather manipulation and events. It will stop soon. We live in cities and domes in many cities around Earth. And we grow vegetables in water in tower cities. We also live underneath water and above in crystal tower cities. We have purified water and purified air. And we have practically no illness. The healthcare system in the United States of America will be greatly taken down. And as you know, this is failing. Through restructure into the new civilization, there will be travelling help to people's residence homes. Travelling carers, nurses, doctors. There will be no need to go into hospitals unless it is truly necessary. We have evolved so much that we are healing ourselves. Okay. How can there be when you say no one's going to hospital, how have we eradicated all these illnesses, Jazz? There is a great spiritual awakening, as you know, taking place on your planet right now. After 3 global events, there will be another massive shift. The Constitution of the United States of America will fall, and it will be a rebuild of different structures and new ideas coming in from great light workers working in your timeline. Where are you from, Jazz? Were you born in the United States of America? Yeah. My family came from Detroit. I am Caribbean origin. Right. There will be a pause within the United States history of politics. And for what's never been known before, there may be no leader for at least 5 to 6 months. I cannot say too much, but you have to let the timelines play out. Proxy war is not what you are in. There is great technology that has been used against, and they are in this now. But this technology will be brought in for advancement and to build great cities for Earth. The domes will be put over to protect our bubbles, to protect our air conditioning. Through much poisons which is being put into waters and air, there will be a total restructure. You will have floating cities. Floating cities. So if you are ill, there will be a great rise in holistic therapies and people working together in healing with the mind. Everything is practically natural. We are forced back, humanity, my ancestors were forced back to go back to their roots because of the fall of trade in the system. You have to plant, you have to seeds, you have to plant. Do women not go into hospital to have babies into your timeline, Jazz? No. Everything's natural. We have the ability to turn children in the womb with electromagnetic field. Children are born safely. Women have help. There's new techniques which will be brought in. And for the individuals that do need cesareans, there is no such thing as hospitals. There is AI clinics. Must not be afraid of robots. They will do many operations before the massive transition where we heal ourselves. Jazz, can you tell me if there's such thing as med beds? Oh yes. They have been held back for humanity and will be brought into the not so distant future. We do not, in my timeline, med beds came out first according to my grandfather, and my ancestors talked of these. But now you stand into the future, we stand in a dome and we are replenished. They are upright, you do not lie flat. You can be regenerated fully, new cells within 10 minutes. Okay, Jazz. Is the currency, Jazz, into your future? There is many different currencies that you will see in your lifetime. It is the rise and it is the fall before the rise of AI will bring the fall first to humanity's existence, to the system, to bring it further in, to go into the full transfer. But then the people of Earth will fight back, then there will be many different currencies. On my timeline, we have holograph currency. the first transition into the AI, the darkness was controlling humanity and keeping it locked in the system. After the second war, humanity has full control, but there is agents working in your timeline now who are trying to influence people for this not to happen, so this can be brought in quicker. Some things can be changed in timelines and some things cannot be changed. Okay, Jazz. Jazz, I need to ask this, that in one of my visions I had seen that the marriage certificate is going to change. Is that right? Oh, yes. Everything to do with birth certificate, marriage certificate will change, but you will have them, but not connected to do with the old system. The old system has owned. I am not saying this to frighten you. They have owned you. There is 3 people to come forward who will change the laws. We know this from history. We know this from history. Who are you fighting against, Jazz? I cannot tell you who we are fighting against. Okay. We are changing timelines. You have to understand what is taking place in my future is happening on Earth right now. We are working with special agents. Do you have a family, Jazz? Oh, yes. I hardly get to see them because of work commitment. But I have a brother and 2 sisters. And Pop. Where's Mum? She's sick. We visit her. I thought you said that people don't get sick. I thought you said that. She's not sick as if you would say sick. In our timeline, we do not get to that stage. Her cells are being tested to choose to leave. You must not be alarmed, but into the future, you have the choice to leave if nothing can be done. This was something to do with my mother's genetics. So you're saying that echinacea is legal? Yes. Okay. What is food like? The majority of the planet is vegetarian. Maybe a third still eat meat. This eliminates many different illness. But we have recognized that we as the hybrids, that some people still need to eat meat. There is no government in our timeline. There's agencies which work for the people, not the people begging to the governments. Okay. And we are all connected with the Council of Light. I cannot say the divisions that I am working within. I can only say the Council of Light. So if how's trade? Communities and sectors throughout the globe trade, and there is many farmers into my timeline. Many farms, People are growing everywhere. It's all green. It's all pure. Regenerating plants. Quick. We have studied this and we can grow plants very, very quick. Are they not forced with chemicals? No. It is a technology that was brought in by the extraterrestrials. Okay. So the extraterrestrials are there in your timeline? Oh, yes. JAZ, we need to know when we are going to get alien disclosure, contact. It is written in your timeline 2026 to 2028. We are trying to change it. Why? Why are you trying to change it? We cannot say, but you could get it earlier or a little later. It has to be the right time for the people of Earth. Okay. What's the houses like, JAZ? Why are we starting this great big building? It's just abandoned building. The weather has changed dramatically and we have extreme freezing weather and extreme heat. So this is why we live in domes, to control the weather, to control the temperature, which is clean and safe. You have gone through decades where we lost trees and seas rose, and we got the help to change from different divisions brought in from extraterrestrial sources. We brought the technology onto this planet to save this planet. But there is many in small parts of the world who still struggle. Some of them live underground. Is this through climate change? Yes. But also what man has done to this planet in the past. And still now, man is tribal. So is the police? Yes, but they are not called police. They are called different, and they are more like packs of soldiers. Groups of different armies. Okay. What's dentistry like in your timeline? Super efficient, Louise. There's no drilling. Everything is holographic. Everything is within seconds. And we've developed the art of growing teeth. Wow. Okay. Do you have animals? Still have pets and animals? Oh, yes. A lot of them within the Great War, we lost a lot of different extinctions, but we brought them back. Some were saved. The horse, the dog, the cat. We had to learn how to grow fish again. Safely for the humanity of Earth. What's the first contact? Can you tell me, JAZ, of the first contact of the extraterrestrial civilizations? Oh, they look like you. They are humanoid. It is very civilized. It's happening now in your timeline, Louise. They are coming in, and they will start coming in and visiting small groups of people. Expect many events this summer in your timeline. Okay. Do you still have religion? Yes. Humanity is tribal, and you cannot take that away from humanity. There still is religion, but the Catholic Church is, the Vatican is not there anymore. Not there. Why? We cannot tell you. It has changed. Okay. Jazz, I'd like to ask some questions. Could I ask it? Is it possible if I just go into a half of a trance? I'm talking to people in the audience. I don't know if you're aware. On a small community, if they can ask you any questions, could you be able to answer? Yes. Right. So anybody would like to ask Jazz a question? Are you okay, Jazz? Yes, for 5 minutes or so, yes. Okay, we've got loads of answers coming in here. We can do this again. Jazz, would you be able to communicate with me again from the future? Would that be possible? Because I'm getting a lovely energy with you. Yes. Okay. Somebody in the audience is saying what happened. This is so funny, Jazz. I'm sorry for laughing. Somebody in the audience is saying, what happens to Trump? Nothing. She's saying, wait a minute. Nothing. He just passes. He passes. But he causes a ripple effect, and they will blame on the economy. But he does end up on coins. I cannot say too much. He does end up on coins. Wow. Jazz, I need to ask, this warn to the future has anything to do with him? No. He's part of it, but no. Right. Anne in the audience, Jazz is asking, what does Europe look like? Many different sectors. There is no borders. There is communities working together. A lot of people after the Great Blast had to go underground. But we have developed great cities. Concrete, 3-leveled, bit like pyramid, pointed topped cities. People are happy. There is free energy. There is a dome to protect the people of Europe. And many had to be moved because of the floods. Okay. Hanyo in the audience is asking, is still Japan into your timeline? Oh yes, Japan rises after the Great Flood. Japan is protected by gods that I cannot talk about, but it is on a protective timeline. The great ancestors of Japan knew this, and they did great ritualistic ceremonies to protect Japan. Okay. Silver Bird Song is asking, what work will be available into the future? It is important to know that into the future, all trades will still be needed. Robots are not completely taken over, but they will work with humanity. The evil timeline they want technology to take over humanity, but we have broken that timeline. We are on to the next one, but you do not need to know about at the moment. Okay. Sorry, I'm losing her a minute. Are you still there, Jazz? Something's happened. Wait a minute. Are you there, Jazz? Yes. 5 more minutes. Okay. They're doing shooting outside. Right. Tradesmen will be needed to build these new cities. Farmers will be needed. Everybody is trading. There is no governments. There is people who will opt to lead the way. Everybody is given, everybody is helping each other. Different sections in different sectors of cities. Doctors will still be needed, and nurses, they will travel. They will travel to homes. Caring, holistic therapies will be a boom into this timeline. Because there will not be a need for illness, we have eliminated this with holistic therapies. So there will be very many light workers working with herbal medicines and holistic ideas. So what you're saying, Jazz, is that the Great Reset is on a timeline to control humanity, but then there is a step in and a switch over after a disaster and the people reign. Yes. Okay. But do not stress. You are all protected. I have myself, my colleagues, and many others. We are walking amongst you. We are alive. We are accessing into your timeline. Somebody says, but can people opt to different timelines, timeline hopping? Not straight away, but into my timeline, yes, there is time travel. The access with a holographic coding that after the takeover, when the Great Reset happens, they will still be in control. Then there will be the change. After the war, then humanity takes back their power and everybody has control of their own codes. Codes that you do not understand, that are being used against you now, but you will have access to your own earth codes. You are going digital. You are going digital. But once we eliminate the badness, you will then have access to your own codes. By then the time traveling is out and you can basically book anything without nobody knowing. At the minute, these dark organizations know. Into my timeline, Nobody knows what we do. You've got back sovereignty. Okay, she's saying she can answer 2 more questions because she has to go. Do we, right, Ken Paula here. Do we get, Jazz, are you still there, Jazz? Yes. Do we get to keep our original DNA? Oh, your DNA has changed dramatically, humanity, over the last 2 years. You are evolving at an exceptional speed. This is why you are all having deja vus and strange phenomena. It is a natural process that your DNA will get to the point where you can teleport naturally and telecommunicate. We are all telecommunicating with each other, even though we are working amongst AI, because AI is serving us, not the other way round. Your natural state is that you should be where you are in my timeline. That your DNA was suppressed through what they have put in your water, in your food, and now it has been taken out. We are taking these out. These are secret operations. It will take time, but we are evolving into the next stage of humanity's civilization, and you are in this great switchover. You are the superhumans of Earth, and we want to say that we worship you. And many of you in your timelines are talked about in our children's schools. So there's still schools. Yes, not schools of government, of the people of Earth. Lots more smaller gatherings with mothers who have gone together and teachers who work with children's needs, not going by the government. So we recognize from a small child what the child has to offer to Earth, and we work at that child's gifts. We work on what that child wants and develops the child more spiritually. Okay. Is there anything else you need to say? I want to ask this one more question from Desiree. She's saying, will transportation change? Are you there, Jazz? Oh, yes. The first developing flying cars will come into your existence no later than 2028 to 2032. They'll start being dripped in. We now travel by a capsule. There is a lot of underground travel in tube stations, very, very fast, and we also travel in the air, but it is not with an admission, a substance of fuel into the air. It's with some sort of expulsion pull. It's magnetic pulling. There is no fumes. We are in a time capsule now. They are a silver transportative metal capsule, can hold up to 6 people in vehicles, like a car. So there's no cars. We have them in museums, but we do have them. If you want, there's no governments. We are all like-minded. We are all thinking the same. Is there still arguments, Jazz, and people disagreeing? Oh, yes. Humanity has populated across the galaxy, And the extraterrestrials were worried about this because we are all tribal. But we have to understand how precious Mother Earth is, to save Earth, to be precious, to then be able to go off into space. But yes, there is still arguments. And into my timeline, currently that I know, man is still arguing now in space with different beings. I've got to ask this, Jazz. Is America trying to claim different places? Now, there's still no. But we did have that to start with. There is universal laws that is put into place to stop this, to protect the different planetary systems and the way they are run. I'm going to ask one more question. Moon Fairy is asking, will communism be eradicated? Majority of Earth has no communism, but there is communism going on within our galaxy, and we are fighting within an extraterrestrial race which is taking place on Saturn. But do not worry, we are working on this. Thank you, Jazz. It's been a pleasure to speak to you, Jazz, and we would like to speak to you again. Do you have burgers, Jazz? What's your food like? Natural. I eat chicken. We eat fish and vegetables, but not all humanity does. But I like my chicken. Peace out, sister. Goodbye, Jazz. Oh, she was lovely. I love that. Strong, like a sexy tomboy girl, like someone off a movie, like I don't know. We'll have to speak to her again, won't we? Ooh. We'll do it again. I'm just, I can't remember everything she was saying because I was like, whew, I need a cigarette, guys. That was like, it's blown my mind, that. I felt like I went into like, you know, like a video game with Grand Theft Auto. I felt like I was I climbed into like a program, and I was saying it's like a program, it's like a video game. And it was. What? This is like the Matrix, guys. Oh my God, I need me popcorn, chocolate, the whole lot. She said once you make that link, I'll just telecommunicate, because they're at that level where they telecommunicate. I should get her again. Yeah. Let's try her again next time I come on. So I'm wondering now, I should have said, are we in a hologram? I should have asked her. Oh, it's made us go all strange, that. That's weird. Next time. So I hope you've liked that, guys. Is my voice changed? What, like I don't sound like me? Wow, I wish I could draw what you look like. I honestly felt like I was standing, and it was Russia, which was interesting. She was doing something. So cold. So she was out of the dome. She was out of the domes. She told me there was different domes around Earth, protecting for the ecosystems and that. Wow. And I felt like I was like walking into a scene from Grand Theft Auto. But it was a training. I was walking into like a training thing for super soldiers. I do feel all cold now, Richard. I don't know, I don't really want to start asking the cards on what kind of blast it is, because I don't want to get false warped. Don't worry about it, right? Because she says we're living on. It's really mental. What was she saying again? So at the minute, the plan is to switch you over. We're going digital. But they're still working behind the scenes, the baddies. That's what she was saying. But then there's going to be like a total destruction of something on Earth, of something. She didn't say what. And then that's when the people were taking the uprising back, because people were becoming more individuals and governments were falling. That's what she said, basically, didn't she? So I've hoped you've enjoyed that. It's now 2:04 p.m. over here, and I've gone all shaky and oh my God. She said that our DNA is being suppressed and it's changing now. So we're in the Thorndonal Man, and how we've become from there. I think there was an intervention, and this is now naturally we're coming into who we should be, the superhumans. And she called you the superhumans. That's what she said. That we had talked about. Interesting how she said Trump was on a coin. That is very interesting. But she said he gets blamed for the economy fall. Well, they're going to do that. Like, they're all falling. They're going to do that. They're going to blame him, aren't they? I know. I'm trying to ground myself. 1 minute. Thank you, angels. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Uriel. Thank you, Raphael. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, Jed. I've just seen A2I coming in there. All the time he accessed in, he came in with us into that sort of holographic place we went into. But he just kept quiet with this one. And I think what I can understand is she was smiling. I'm sure she's seen him at one point, because I seen the flash of light when I was talking to her. And she just like rolled her eyes. So there must be a lot of them sort of A2Is about in that timeline, helping humanity. Something to do with the economy. But then obviously she said at the end, I don't know if he was coming out some sort of Satan or something. Well, that's the feeling I got. She didn't say that. I'll look more into it. But she said he was on coins. But that doesn't mean he's, they have many different people on coins. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, she said that there was the first extraterrestrials look like us to come in. Babies are home births, so they have the doulas with them, and there's different communities helping. There's a lot of midwives, travelling nurses, travelling doctors, a lot of people with trade, but we will work with robots. They're serving us. So there'll be, after when the changeover happens and the extraterrestrials come in, there's a restriction. I should have asked her about Musk. But we'll do it the next time. You would be able to buy the presidential coin collection on a late night TV at 3 a.m. We can ask loads more questions. When I did ask her about Trump, she did roll her eyes, but she answered it as honestly. It's as if like, well, it's not really important to the bigger thing what's out there. That's what I felt the energy I was getting off her. JAZ. Jasmine. So Helen is saying, Jepson's saying, I thought it's Jetson, like the Jetson show. Jepson. March the 22nd is the day of the veil starts to open. Interesting. The veil's very thin at the minute. Very thin, isn't it? So give us requests on YouTube. Write it in if you want us to channel Jazz again. And I'm off skis. I'm off to make, I think I'm going to make a hot chocolate, guys. And I'm going to go and get my chocolate out of my tin, which I've hidden from him. Ha 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 ha. He's not getting my chocolate. And I'm going to get my pajamas on and chill. And I'll see you Tuesday night. Let's have a look and see what's going on. Tuesday night. And should we see if we can get Jazz again, eh? I don't want to do ahead in too much so we're getting her all the time, but we can always try and reach out. Oh, it's a pleasure, Lance. Glad you enjoyed it. Your nephew works for Microsoft with AI. Interesting, Richard. So I'll be back on Tuesday night. And stay safe. I don't want to leave you. I've got 581 on here on Twitch. I've got 399 on live chat on YouTube, I believe. I wish I could get going. I should do a challenge one night and try and go all night, shouldn't I? But yeah, you've got a lot to. You can always check it back. It'll be in the library and that. And if anybody who's just come on halfway through, that was World Predictions the first half, and then we've telecommunicated with a lady into the future. So very interesting. I like doing the remote viewing. I really, really do. That's why I like scrying as well. I mean, don't get us wrong. I do the cards. I do the cards every day for people. I read fortunes. I read the, past, present, future. But there's something so special about scrying. It's, I'm a scryer, yeah. And obviously a remote viewer. And I think that's where without sounding too big of my boots, I don't mean it, that is what I really am. Yeah, and it just comes naturally. Love the remote viewing and all of that and the channeling. I'm too tired to give you the lottery numbers tonight, but I'll give you them on Tuesday. I gave them the last time. So if you go back to the last stream, did I not, guys? Did I not give the lottery numbers? When was the last one? The last stream I have, you'll get the lottery numbers from there. I'm sure I did. Because the lotteries just come out like once a week, don't they? I did the Euro, the USA, and I did the UK. And if it's not that last stream, it'll be the one before then. I'm sure it was the last stream. So take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you all are around the world, and I'll see you Tuesday. And let's see if we can astral connect with Jazz again, and we'll just take it from there. It's all big stuff, guys. Hold on to your hats, and may the force all be with you. It's good stuff, but just keep grounded. Be around nature, get your music on, get your salt baths, stay connected, because it's all one big movie and it's about to get crazy. But God's got it. We're going to be all right. And I'll see you Tuesday night. Take care. Bye-bye. Now, how do I get out here? See you Tuesday.